Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for Tru Heel Heat 134, Money Back to Normalcy. We're going to be discussing all the latest wrestling news, including huge plans for WWE back on the road with Becky Lynch, possible for Money in the Bank, and Goldberg rumored for SummerSlam. Recap of last night's SmackDown, the first show with fans back since WrestleMania in Houston, Texas, as well as AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest Night 1 in Austin with an insane Coffin Match main event. We'll also be talking about ROH Best in the World, New Japan Pro Wrestling Summer Struggle 2021, preview and predictions for IMPACT Slammiversary, as well as WWE Money in the Bank 2021, plus much more. We are waiting on the beautiful, the lovely Miss Krssi Luv, but I have to start things off introducing our esteemed co-host here, our special guest, someone I've been wanting to bring on Tru Heel Heat for quite some time. One of my favorite people in wrestling media, because we could talk a little wrestling, we could talk a little challenge, we could talk a little basketball. This man is multiverse. He is the point god, host of The Distraction from Fightful Wrestling, Jeremy Lambert.
SB3, I need you to do my intro every single time. My God, that was tremendous. I mean, I don't know about esteemed. That was a little much. I appreciate the lying there, but thank you. I'm happy to be here. You know I love you. I'm happy to be here.
I am glad to finally have you on. We had Joseph on with us a couple of weeks back, and I said I got to get Jeremy on first, and then we're going to bring the powers together. We're going to do a Distraction meets Tru Heel Heat big time podcast. But Jeremy, you're here with us. For anyone who is new to you, I'm sure you have your own fans in the live chat joining us live, but for anyone who doesn't know you, please let them know yourself, what you got going on, sir.
You can just go over to Fightful.com and just head over there, and my name's somewhere on that website, and there's plenty to find from there. I write a bunch of news, I do a bunch of shows. That's it. That's what I do.
I love what you do, man. You're always a good dude. You're always having fun, and that's why we had to get you on Tru Heel Heat. And this will be a very special one because we got so much to go over. A big week in wrestling that just passed, a huge weekend coming up. This Tru Heel Heat is brought to you guys by Powered 4 TV, one of our partners over in Britain and the UK, one of British's top streaming sites for independent pro wrestling. You can use the promo code SP3 for 50% off your first month. But we also got to start off this Tru Heel Heat with our condolences going out. You know, we had some loss in the wrestling world this week. First of all, we had, of course, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff passing away this week. He's been dealing with a lot of different ailments, but he passed. His son made the announcement on social media this week. Jeremy, I know you are an old school wrestling fan. Give us your greatest Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff memory.
I remember him mostly from his time in WCW, and honestly, like more the tail end of his career. Even though I do like the old school, like I like kind of the mid '90s stuff, and that's when Orndorff was still, he was banged up and everything. So I wish I had a better Paul Orndorff memory, honestly. But my most memories of him, again, like kind of the tail end of his career when he wasn't that guy anymore, unfortunately. But I remember watching him at WrestleMania 1 and the early WWF stuff. But it's sad because I mean, Orndorff is a guy that many people thought could have been the champion at the time, but Hogan just wasn't giving up that title, and guys like Piper couldn't get that title. So I mean, Orndorff was a top heel for them though, and drew a lot of money on those house shows with Hogan and with Savage and guys. So big loss in the wrestling community.
I definitely agree with you there. My first memory of Mr. Wonderful was actually in WWF. I had a VHS that had the infamous cage match with him and Hogan where they did the tie, where they both hit the floor at the same time. And that was like one of my earliest memories of him. But like you, like my most memories is from him being Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff in WCW. Check out True Rewind up here on the YouTube channel. I sing the song, Mr. Wonderful. I just love that theme. It's one of my favorite themes of all time. So great. We also this week, Jeremy, I know you're a music fan as well. We also lost Biz Markie. Just a friend. Do you have any Biz Markie memories of listening to his music and maybe having a girlfriend or two because of him?
I mean, look, Just a Friend is fantastic. Nobody beats the Biz. I can't say I was like a top like Biz Markie guy and listened to a ton of his stuff, but I did listen to a decent amount of Biz Markie, especially Just a Friend, and that's another tough one. That sucks, man.
It's a rough week, but we're here to make it a little bit better, have some fun with you guys. A bunch of people joining us in the live chat. JJ, the main man, the PR manager of the distraction. He's saying hashtag point gods over here. We got Drugs Delaney, one of our good brothers, saying what's up, Sid. We also got JJ saying a very big star. Yes, that is Jeremy Lambert.
No, that's SP3. That's all SP3 right there.
That's you. That's why you're the guest star here, man. We had to bring it. We had to talk to your people, talk to your agent, and get you on here.
You talk to JJ?
Exactly.
That's my people.
I had to do it weeks in advance too. Like we got Matthew McCoskey saying the duo I never thought we needed. Yes, you need us in our life. We actually got our producer Romeo in the live chat saying, "What's up, everyone? Where the hell you been?" Sounding like Vince McMahon last night. We also got Aristo Mania saying, "Hey, look, a crossover episode." Yeah, we're tuning up. This is just the preview of the main crossover. It's gonna be like Marvel meets DC when we have the full distraction on Tru Heel Heat. We might have to do a fantasy wrestling draft. I talked to Joseph about that. What do you think about that, Jeremy?
That's our gimmick right there. We love that stuff. People, if you watch the Impact watch along on Thursday, there's no video on demand anymore, but that was wild, and I wasn't even there the whole time. But yourself, Jensen, me, Joseph, Joel Pearl, Hannah, and Sean popped in. That was a crazy, crazy time on Thursday night.
Honestly, that was one of my favorite things I've done. Like I love everyone over at Fightful. You guys put a smile on my face, even when I'm not on screen with you guys, but to be on screen with all of you guys. And I think you ducked out early when Jensen was about to be Randy Marsh.
I heard about this. Joseph told me about this. Yes, I heard about it. I did. I was gone by that point, but Joseph filled me in on what happened.
Oh my god!
I like that he said a lot of respect for saying that. Jensen's a trip, dude. That dude is a complete trip.
I love me some Steven Jensen. Like I did the Slammiversary preview over on Sportskeeda Wrestling with them this week. I did the watch along for Impact, but I am sorry. We had someone in the chat to explain to people that didn't see it. We had someone in the chat called Ninja Mortis, and Jensen asks him, "What does it mean? Is it like an ode to Chris Kanyon?" But he's referring to an old album by RZA and Prince Paul. So he explains that, and he says the album was called Nigga Mortis. And Jensen is about to read the comment with his album called, and everybody is like scared. And then I said it. I was like, I'm allowed to say it. So the album's called Nigga Mortis, and he's like, respect for saying that. And that popped me. That popped me so much. We got Frantic World saying, what's up, Tru Heel Heat, and the chat. We also got John Elite saying SP3 and Jeremy, sup, Usos. What's up, good brother? But yes, keep coming them in on the live chat. Of course, if you want to guarantee that we read your comment, support the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel with the super chat. Those are always appreciated, and we always love to hear what you guys got to say, and you can steer the conversation a bit for us as well. But of course, when we're talking about the supporters, every one of our subscribers on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, we got to start off things here with the Tru Heel roll call, where we shout you guys out on the Tru Heels group page over on Facebook. Our top 3 conversation starters this week is John Scott of Powered 4 TV. Coming in at number 2 is Luis Jaden, and coming in at number 1, once again, he's like one of our members of the Tru Heel Heat community here, Jeremy. He is the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson, because he's black and his name's Nick Jackson.
Nice. I like that.
Couple of Tru Heels we got to shout out.
Respect for saying that.
Of course. I gotta get my respect up. A couple of Tru Heels we got to shout out: Richard Ponce de Leon, Carlos Navarra, Ryan Ainge, Gary Davis III, Faith Fargal, YouTube subscriber highlight. We got a lot of heat, support, everything in between for our most polarizing, most controversial interview that we've ever done on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, as I chatted with none other than Alberto El Patron this week. So for anyone who was offended, did not appreciate me putting him on the platform, I just did my journalistic best to speak to him. I did not agree with a lot of the things he had to say, but I gave him an opportunity to kind of put his story out there. We got Barku Cutie saying, glad you let him talk and at least say his piece. He sounded a bit like he missed Paige from his affections, but I think they were both pretty toxic to each other. Hope he learns to control himself and move forward. On the other end of the spectrum, we had Elsa Cano saying, I like SP3, but this guy does not deserve your platform. So like I said, it was a polarizing interview to be sure. So check it out if you haven't already. Dret Vanity had to say on Tru Heel Heat 133, matches are added to my favorites that list when I enjoyed them so much that I just have to watch them again. So far for 2021, coming in at number 2, he says Kenny Omega versus Pac versus Orange Cassidy at Double or Nothing, and number 1, Serena D versus Riho on AEW Dynamite in February. Last Tru Heel Heat, we did a top 5 matches of 2021 so far. Give us your top 2, Jeremy.
And Deeb and Riho is a good shout. I'm not a match guy. I can't remember what matches happened last night on SmackDown, much less what matches were like good this year. You know, I'll say the match that immediately pops to mind, Sasha and Bianca from WrestleMania, because that one had I was invested like more emotionally in that match than like, was it the most technically perfect match? No, but I'm all about the emotional investment into a match, and that one really got me. So that's probably number 1. Number 2, I don't know, like Roman and Bryan was really good. I'm sure there's like some AEW stuff that I can't remember right now, because again, I'm bad at this stuff. I'm bad at this stuff. Bucks Moxley and Eddie was really good. So I'm not a match guy. I'm just not a match guy.
Hey, but if I made a list, you would rip it apart, because that's what you did with my top 10 Canadians list that I put up on the Tru Heel Heat Twitter. So I'll make another list so you guys can rip it apart. So let's go into our top news story for this week. Of course, in the live chat, let us know what your favorite match of 2021 so far was. But let's get into the top news, where we're talking about huge surprises in store for WWE back on the road with live live fans. It started last night on SmackDown. It marked WWE's official return to live touring with fans over the week. There have been huge updates as far as plans for the next few weeks. WrestleVotes tweeted on Tuesday, and I quote, "With the ThunderDome officially behind them, sources state that WWE has some cool and exciting things planned for this weekend. Expect a surprise or two. Truly a pivotal time in recent WWE history." Mike Johnson of PW Insider then reported that former Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch is possibly returning this Sunday at Money in the Bank. The report said Becky Lynch is scheduled to be at this Sunday's Money in the Bank pay-per-view, PW Insider has confirmed, and there is no word yet whether Lynch will be appearing on camera, but as far as earlier this week, she is slated to be in attendance at the pay-per-view. You good fellas over at Fightful Select also reported that as of Thursday, WWE's plan was for Bill Goldberg to return on Monday Night Raw this week and to set up an eventual match with Bobby Lashley, targeted for SummerSlam. Goldberg has a contract set for 2 matches per year through next year, and this would be his second of 2021. As far as why it's Goldberg and not Lesnar, the Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that the feeling is that Lesnar isn't going to come back for multiple shows right now, so he'd have to lose. And there are people in Roman Reigns' camp who feel that a future Reigns versus Lesnar program with Paul Heyman in the middle would be weakened by a Lesnar loss. I do have to note, Jeremy, I absolutely loved your guys' reaction to the Goldberg news when it first broke, especially O'Neal just completely cutting off his camera because he was popping so much. It was hilarious. I loved it. It should also be noted that there was some confusion over the last couple of weeks with John Cena's status for SummerSlam with his long-rumored match versus Roman Reigns, after Variety reported this month that Cena is joining the cast for Matthew Vaughn's spy thriller Argyle, which is slated to go in front of cameras next month in Europe. However, multiple sources, including Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, said that he was informed by a WWE source that Cena's new movie commitment is not a hurdle for SummerSlam this year. Meltzer added that the belief is that it's all going down. Fightful Select reports that the working plan is for John Cena to appear on WWE TV on the July 23rd SmackDown episode, and possibly sooner than that. Sources in the company noted that this was the plan as of this week, and the only notable return on last night's SmackDown that we have to talk about is, of course, first reported by WrestleVotes prior to the show, teasing that, and I quote, "Hearing tonight's SmackDown will be too sweet and for everyone." This was, of course, led to the return of Finn Balor on the program, who interrupted Sami Zayn and gave him a coup de grace. Finn Balor spent almost over a year, I think about almost 18 months in NXT before returning to the main roster. So I got to ask you, Jeremy, first, we got to talk about Goldberg, because I think that's the most controversial out of these surprises. Do you believe that Goldberg is a reasonable replacement if they weren't going to bring in Brock Lesnar for SummerSlam? And what is your level of interest in Goldberg versus Lashley?
I mean, if they can't get Lesnar and they needed somebody, sure, Goldberg. At the same time, like, maybe invest in your current talent so you don't have to bring in Goldberg for this spot. This dude lost to McIntyre. Now he's going to walk in and be like, hey, now give me a shot at because you're the champion. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm not positive he's losing to Lashley. I don't think Goldberg's coming in to lose twice a year. I'm just saying. I don't have any interest in Goldberg. It'll probably be good. That's the thing. He does his little 2-minute sprint match, and like, it's not bad. Lashley toss him around a little bit. Lashley can hold his own and everything. So I'm not even saying it's going to be like bad or anything, but I don't have any interest in Goldberg coming in. I like Brock. I'm all for Brock. Goldberg, you can miss me with that.
I mean, if we get something similar to Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 33, that's always mentioned as like people's like favorite Goldberg match of the last couple of years, but that was 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago now, and we haven't seen that same energy from Goldberg since then in the multiple returns he's made since then. So I totally understand not being that much interested in Goldberg versus Lashley. Of course, if you feel differently, let us know in the live chat here. But what are your thoughts on Becky Lynch report, and how likely is it that we see Becky on Sunday at Money in the Bank in a scale from 0 to 100? What percentile are you giving it?
I feel like it's at a good like 65 to 70%. I look at this women's lineup and I'm just like, who's winning this thing? It feels like somebody is getting taken out and then Becky returns. And I don't even think this is the best way to do the return, because I mean, Becky doesn't need this Money in the Bank briefcase. She can just walk in and just get her title shot. But it really feels like that lineup, man. It's like, who are you putting the briefcase on out of this? They've 50-50'd all these people to death, or there's Alexa, who I don't know. I don't know if you want to put the briefcase on her. It's not a great lineup. At least Becky comes in, gets it. It makes sense. I feel like there's a good chance that that's the plan. Someone gets taken out before the match, and then here comes Becky. And I'm not saying it's the worst plan in the world, but it's also they could do better. They could do better with this stuff.
It's not the best plan in the world either,
No.
for sure. I could see definitely someone like Liv Morgan, who they've kind of built up as this like underdog character, constantly having to like basically scream at Sonya Deville to get a spot in this Money in the Bank to further build up the sympathy for her. I could see her getting attacked in the back and then Becky Lynch replacing her. On the other hand, I could also see Sonya Deville replacing her, because there's been reports that she's training to get back in the ring. If we are to have someone go out, would you rather it be Becky coming in and replacing her, similar to what she did at Royal Rumble in 2019, or do you think it should be someone like Sonya Deville to further her character?
I'd rather it be Sonya, because like Sonya, it makes more sense, right? Because like she is a heel, she doesn't like Liv. She's been trying to hold her down and everything. So if like Liv gets mysteriously attacked and then Sonya takes that spot, like that furthers the story between them. If it's Becky, it's just, I don't think she needs to walk into the Money in the Bank and be like, all right, I'm in this match. And also, first match back, you're gonna put this woman in a ladder match. Like let her get her feet under her. She hasn't wrestled in over a year. She had a kid in December. Like I know she's been training hard. She looks good in the training photos and stuff. But like there's a difference between that kind of training and then getting into a match and everything. So I wouldn't do that. I mean, I guess Sonya, she hasn't wrestled in forever either, and then they're going to throw her in a ladder match. But either way, it doesn't seem like the best thing to do for these women. I think it makes more sense if it's Sonya, because Becky could just come in and just get her title shot. And I think Becky, she might be more needed on Raw right now too.
I agree.
So yeah, I think that's the best use for Becky and the best use for Sonya. I do think Liv, they love doing this, right? They underdog. They did it with Lana all the time. Just like, let's take this underdog character and then attack her and beat her and take her out of these high profile matches and stuff. But don't worry, she'll get her revenge. And it's like she won a tables match and then got released.
And she got taken out a week before she was going to get her real comeuppance for the women's tag team titles. So yeah, it doesn't seem that likely that Liv Morgan will be able to get her revenge, but I just have a feeling they want to build sympathy, because that's what WWE does. They don't always pay off on it, but they do like to build sympathy for babyfaces. That's their way of building up a babyface, it seems. What did you think of Finn Balor's return to SmackDown? And a better question, what are the prospects of WWE not making the same mistakes twice with the Prince?
I love Balor back on SmackDown. Balor, his NXT run was so good. He was a highlight of NXT like every single week. We want to talk about good matches. Balor and O'Reilly, like that was some good stuff this year. Balor and Dunn as well. Like Balor just had some bangers in NXT. I hope we see that Finn Balor on the main roster. I don't need this smiley, happy-go-lucky babyface Finn Balor that we saw previously, because I ain't really a fan of that guy. I like that guy with the edge to him. So if they do that, I'm all for it. I'm just worried that we're gonna get, previous main roster Finn Balor, and it ain't gonna be that good. But he's gonna face Sammy. Him and Sammy will have a great match. And they need something, man, because they were doing so many rematches during the Thunderdome and whatnot. Like they just, I like Balor though, and again, I hope they keep that NXT edge with him.
I hope so, because we saw a little bit of smiling Balor there. He was doing the arms up, which is great for, having fans back. And that was
exactly.
Yeah, it was great to kind of see the fans like that. But I kind of prefer, the guns up, Finn Balor, the guy that just cut out all that. Exactly. I prefer that over smiling Balor, because they kind of go too much into that, it seems, a lot of times. But we got our third chair with us now, joining us, the beautiful, the lovely Miss Krssi Luv. What's up?
Hi, guys. Good morning. Sorry for being late, but the head of the table is here now, so we can all talk and chat up. How about that?
Oh, I love it. I love the shirt as well. And you came in at the right time. You're a Finn Balor gal, so we were just talking about his return. Of course, I got to introduce you to Jeremy, Krssi, Jeremy.
Jeremy,
hello.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you as well. I'm good. How are you?
I'll send you air hugs. I'm a hugger, so I'll do that.
I am as well. So we're already on the same page. Fantastic.
So I hope to meet you in person one day.
Yes, for sure.
I kind of lost my way, so ring. So sorry.
Well,
so that's why I'm drinking coconut water this morning. I usually would have a drink like Top Guy JJ, I'm drinking coconut water to energize myself in this heat.
And of course we have to send a happy birthday to your mister, who had a great birthday this weekend. If he's listening, happy birthday, Mr. Love.
He says thank you, guys.
Happy birthday.
So what was your thoughts on Finn Balor returning to the main roster on SmackDown? And do you think that they're going to make the same mistakes twice with Finn Balor?
Well, WWE is like a double-edged sword. Can't say I have high hopes, but I love to see, I love me some Finn Balor. I got used to the gun. Like you said, I heard you say you like the gun-toting Finn Balor. And I do too, actually. I think he's a more meaner and aggressor Finn Balor that way. But I love just any Finn Balor addition. So whatever I can get, I'll just take. And I'm happy to see him. I guess they wanted to wait for him to come to see fans or whatever. So that's cool. I mean, there was fans at NXT, but I guess they wanted more people. So I would love to see it. Yep, all in all, thumbs up. Yes.
So, Jeremy, with Becky, Goldberg, and Finn Balor either back or coming back, let's start off with Becky Lynch. Who's the one person you want to see Becky Lynch face now that she's returning?
Mm.
I'm gonna go Rhea, because
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's and I think she's gonna be on Raw. So that's actually Seth is on SmackDown, so she'll actually probably be on SmackDown. I still like Rhea. Rhea and Bianca are top two for me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I really agree with you, though. She's more needed on Monday Night Raw, although they don't want to separate married couples, but I just feel like she's more needed, because I had someone yesterday say, oh, Becky needs to come back and face Bianca. And I was like, Bianca's so over with the crowd. Why would you make them choose?
You can't make them choose. That's a hard one right there. She can't do that. No, she's needed on Raw, but she definitely should. She's probably going to go to SmackDown, because like you said, you can't. They don't split up. Even though, wait, is Naomi on?
No, Naomi's still on Monday Night Raw, but they may change that with the draft coming up. So
that's true. But you never know. So again, that double-edged sword again.
We shall see for sure. Krssi, I'm going to ask you, I know you're not the biggest Bill Goldberg fan, but if Goldberg is coming back, besides Bobby Lashley, who would you like to see him against?
Oh my God, why do we need Goldberg to come back? Can't you just we don't need you to, oh God, do I gotta pick a person?
Of course. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to make your job here a little bit harder.
Okay, Cesaro. Give him Cesaro.
That's a good show.
That is a good shout. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Give Cesaro some shine because Cesaro's out here working, man. Like Cesaro's been putting on like spot on A+ matches. So I definitely would like put him with Cesaro.
Our
I would love to see him get him swung around like 20 times. So let's do that.
Our producer, I guess, is telling us he wants to see Goldberg versus Big E, and that is Big E's dream match. You want to see big man slapping meat, Jeremy?
That's right. Yeah, Romeo's a big meaty man slapping meat. That's what I want to see, baby. Romeo's got it right there.
I can see that one with Big E. Give Big E some shine too. Those two guys, Cesaro and Big E, definitely deserve these pushes that they're getting. So I love to see it, sure. And I hope that Goldberg loses, but I know he's wrong. So
Big E's gonna go like, you want all your 5-star matches, you want your matches of the years, bump that. I want some big man slapping you. Absolutely. Speaking of matches of the year, Jose said Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa was his favorite match of the year so far.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that's not a bad. That was actually one of the good ones. Matter of fact, what's that in my
That was in your top 5.
Top 5. Sure. You're right. Yeah, that was in my top 5 for the year so far. Yes.
JJ saying favorite match of 2021 would have to say Sasha versus Belair. Yep. We got Jediah Steele saying Becky is needed in general. I do think, but more so on Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
SmackDown, you got your Belair, you got your Sasha, you just got Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart, you got Toni Storm coming in. So they're
pretty stacked ladies that's over there. Hopefully they use the ladies good, and don't have them just sitting there and catering. So.
Hopefully not. John Elise saying, I thought Balor's return wasn't that bad. Just hope they stay with the Prince. Definitely agree with that. Yeah, we got the Negro Buck in the live chat here saying, what's up? SP3 just popping in on my vacation on the lake in Arkansas. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you for joining us.
You're supposed to be with the family. Don't be have a drink and sit back. But we love you for it.
Exactly. Have a drink, sit back. Enjoy it.
I love you for it, but enjoy the family.
He's saying, keep up the great work, y'all. Hello, Miss Krssi. I love y'all. And we got JJ saying he thinks Charlotte Flair is the person that he wants to see.
JJ's
Becky Lynch
trolling. JJ's out here trolling.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. But no, he says Goldberg versus Walter just to see how high he can lift Walter.
Not high.
It's going to be a suplex if it was for the Fiend. It's definitely just going to be a suplex for him. We also got Romeo saying Goldberg not taking one single chop from Walter.
That man
not one at all.
Dust. He'll turn into dust if Walter does that to him.
I want to see either Goldberg or Kofi Kingston take a Walter shot. That's my 2 wishes in my.
Oh, why do you want to do that to Kofi?
Kofi. But Kofi would sell a shit out of it too, though.
Yeah, he would. But
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be selling.
Yeah, right. I don't know if he'd be selling either.
Well, we gotta move on to what we miss, and of course, what we miss. We talked about it a little to start off here, but SmackDown had fans back in attendance last night. Return in Houston, Texas. We had a red hot opening to the show with Vince McMahon coming out to a raucous reaction. The fans. Singing No Chance in Hell, like they don't get pissed off at Vince McMahon 364 days of the year. For this 365, they're going to cheer him.
Such marks. It's okay.
That man can fire as many people as he wants during a pandemic. That No Chance in Hell hits, and people are like, yeah, no chance, let's go.
That's very true. You're absolutely right. They will not even think about all the bad shit he's done even last week.
Nope.
And he was followed by Roman Reigns and the Usos, who got a superstar response. I love that response for Roman Reigns. You heard the boos, you heard the cheers. It was just crazy. Then you had the Mysterios to a strong pop, and I feel like Dominic showed more emotion in this one night, first time in front of fans, than he has in the 12 months prior to him being in WWE. And then we got Edge to a massive pop that took the roof off of the building. I saw Jeremy saying, put the belt on Edge right now.
Strap him up. That man was over. Strap him up.
We had this led to.
Oh my God, he looks like he was in Viking still. Look at him. Look at him. Go ahead, Adam. You look great, friend.
This led to our opening 6-man tag team bout where Roman and the Usos defeated Edge and the Mysterios. After the match, Edge took out the Usos with a steel chair. Roman came in with the Superman punch. He broke the leg of the chair and looked to get revenge on Edge, but Edge speared Roman and then locked him in the crossface with the pole of the chair and made him tap out. The first time that we've seen Roman Reigns tap out officially instead of that light little tap that he did to Danny O'Brien back at Fastlane. This was a strong and excellent, actually, post-match angle to really build that Edge can beat Roman Reigns this Sunday.
Right.
He then had a confrontation backstage with Seth Rollins, continuing the tension between them. You had the aforementioned Finn Balor return that got a great pop. You had Bianca Belair defend the SmackDown Women's title against Carmella in a fun match. And then in the main event, Seth Rollins won a fast pace. They felt like they were running out of time. They were going through stuff so fast. Four-way over Big E, Kevin Owens, and Shinsuke Nakamura. What was your moment of the night last night on SmackDown, Jeremy?
The Edge pop, honestly. Like, man, that dude, I knew he would be like pretty over because the pop he got at WrestleMania, and I didn't think he would get that reaction at WrestleMania based on how he was being portrayed leading up to it and Bryan being in the match. But that's why I said put the belt on. That man is over. I thought that was a really good match too. And Bianca and Carmella was a fantastic match as well. I was a little bit concerned about that one because they've had good matches, but they've had good matches when they haven't been the leader in the match. Like they've had good matches with Bayley and Sasha. And I mean, Bayley and Sasha have good matches with just about anybody. So with both of them usually being kind of the second person there, I was a little bit concerned about that one. And they had a fantastic match. So that was a good SmackDown. But the Bianca Carmella match really, really surprised me in the best way.
I do agree. I thought that.
Let me find out Carmella getting better.
She is. She's really improving. Like credit to her. She's really improving.
That's good. Practice, you gotta give her practice because we've been trying to get on Carmella for the longest, man. Like Carmella gotta do better, girl. This new gimmick, but after the new gimmick change, she's I think each match has gotten her much, much better.
Yeah, she's really improved, and she doesn't get a lot of opportunities, but when she does get them, she capitalizes on them. Krssi, what stood out the most for you on SmackDown last night?
Like he said, the girls were amazing. From what I've seen, and just being in the front of the crowd is a difference when the chairs, like it's nothing. We don't have to see the monitors anymore with the fake chairs and then the fake boos, so it's great. But just the pop for the tribal chief and them, like you're gonna get boos, you're gonna get like I guess some people don't want the tribal chief and the Usos, but hey, I'm here for them. I love them. But yeah, even like. For Edge, just Finn Balor, of course. All of this. It was an overall great thing to see them in front. The crowds just give you a different like feeling.
I said that this wasn't a very different SmackDown. I feel like this is the same SmackDown we probably would have gotten in the Thunderdome, but everything was elevated by the fans. I said last night on this SmackDown review on Sportskeeda Wrestling that it's a 6.5 in the Thunderdome, but it was like an 8, an 8.5.
That makes sense. Yeah, So we got a Thunderdome episode just with fans.
Exactly. Pretty much.
We'll take it. I mean, it is what it is.
And of course, our producer reminding us of one of my favorite segments of the night, the Corbin Fund with Baron Corbin continuing his decline down. And Jeremy, you were a huge supporter of the Corbin Fund. You said you can relate to this character a bit.
Look, I mean, as a man who had to live with his ex-wife's parents for long stretches, I don't wish that on any man. Like that's tough times. Right there. So I support Baron Corbin. Give this man some money. You don't need to be living with your wife's parents. That's tough sledding, man.
Hey, we did our research because we do our research here on Tru Heel Heat. We went to the website and you're unable to send money.
I'm hoping the hair and the whole like not shaving.
I mean, he's fully committed and invested in the character. He looks like he hasn't shaved, showered, or slept in weeks. He had the little mustard or coffee stain on his shirt as well. He's fully invested and enthralled in it. And one of our good friends of the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, Austin, reached out to Baron Corbin on Facebook and asked him for his Cash App so we can send him some funds. We want to help Baron Corbin. So we are going to say that 10% of any super chat money that we receive today, we're going to try to give to Baron Corbin. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Romeo says only 100K to help him get back on his feet. Just a mere 100K. Come on, guys. We want to support Corbin. 10% of our super chats will go to Baron Corbin and the Corbin Fund. And JJ saying help make Corbin happy again. What a slogan. That's a great slogan right there. I love it. We got to move on, though. Not only did we have SmackDown with fans back, but of course, AEW was in week 2 of having fans in attendance. And boy, oh boy, did they give us a show. AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest Night 1 scored huge in the ratings. 1.025 million viewers watched AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest Night 2. Darby Allin defeated Ethan Page in a brutal, insane coffin match after skateboarding down Page's back and putting him in the coffin, followed by giving him a coffin drop while Ethan was still in the coffin. Another home run segment from that was just an insane, great main event. What was your thoughts on the main event match before we get into anything else that happened on Fyter Fest, Jeremy?
Oh man, Darby's a crazy person. Bless him. And Ethan Page, great to see him. Great to see him like get his flowers in AEW because he was so good in Impact. He was doing a lot of stuff with Evolve, and he's really transformed himself over the past couple of years, especially with Impact. So. Like that was a great match. They have a long history with each other. Darby, it's tough to do a coffin match too, right? Because you can't do like any type of false finishes. It's like, let me try to close the casket. It's tough to pull off. And then instead of like trying to do any of that, they're just like, we're just gonna kind of beat the hell out of each other and use like a grappling hook here and fish hook. They just went full on violence, and again, bless them for it. That an all-time episode of Dynamite, all-time episode.
I gave it a 9.5 at first, and then I thought about it for like 10 minutes. I was like 10 out of 10. This was a top 5 Dynamite episode. I know, Krssi, you're a big Darby Allin fan. What was your thoughts on the coffin match?
Again, Darby can never do wrong in my heart. I can't wait. I want to hug that man, to be honest. Like, are you okay? Nurse him back to health. I love me some Darby. Darby, I mean, I feel like every match just is different, but gets better and better, if that makes sense. Yeah. I think that each match that he does is not really the same, but like you get a different Darby with a different opponent, and it's still like the elements of Darby, I want to say. If that makes sense. It's just spot on. Like he another person that can't do wrong in my heart. He just fights his ass off, and he just so good. And when he went to the coffin, I was like, oh my God, he's dead. Like it's just so good. Like look at that. Like oh my God. Like what? Why? Like you're performing already. You don't need to do this. Like
like Jeremy said, there's so many great spots. The turnbuckle hook in the mouth, I was just like, ouch. Ethan Page giving him the Eagle's Edge on the steel steps. That could have been the finish there. I would say this was one of like the top 2 best coffin matches I've ever seen. And neither one of them are in WWE. Although I've seen most of the casket and coffin matches in WWE. The best 2 I've seen is Page versus Allen and Phoenix versus Mil Muertes from Lucha Underground. Those are the best 2 coffin matches I ever seen. And we got
seen that one. I haven't seen that one.
Thank you, JJ. JJ supporting us, helping Corbin and the Corbin Fund. He says for Corbin, doing my bit. He gives us £5. JJ is just the greatest. He's just the greatest. PR manager for the Distraction and Jeremy coming and supporting Corbin. He's such a great guy. Continue. Open the floodgates. Everyone else, $1 or more. We can help Baron Corbin get back on the feet.
$1 or more helps us save a starving Baron Corbin. I thought you were about to name Sting and Abyss from TNA as your top casket match, SP3.
That was a good one. I will say that was a good one. It was fun. It was fun.
It was something. It was something. I don't know about fun, but it was something.
Hey, if you haven't done that live watch along on the Twitch channel yet, I am there for it. Just tell me when.
I think we reviewed it on like an episode back when we would just review random old matches on the show, but we should do something to watch along for that. That fits in our bad wrestling gimmick that we've done.
Absolutely. I love it. Also on the show, there was another red hot segment with Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, where Hangman finally admitted that he is ready for his shot at the AEW World title. He was then interrupted by the Elite with Matt Jackson getting in Page's face, telling him his breath stinks, it smells like alcohol, and that he will be wrestling's next great tragedy. Hangman punched Matt, but before the Elite and Kenny Omega could attack him or jump him from behind, Dark Order came down for the save, leading to a challenge for a 5-on-5 elimination match. And if Page and Dark Order win, they get a shot at the AEW World and Tag Team titles. And if the Elite wins, Page will never get his shot at the gold. Jeremy, what have you been thinking about Page and Omega? I've said it once, I'll say it again.
Yes.
One of the best world title builds I've seen in maybe 20 years on mainstream wrestling television. What about you, Jeremy?
Oh, I love it. Hangman, that's my guy right there. They've done such a good job with him. And Omega's really grown on me. I've become a Kenny Omega stan. I'm going to start V-triggering people when I see them. I'm looking forward. I assume this match is going to happen in Chicago. Like, I cannot wait for Hangman and Omega, and I'm assuming Hangman wins the title. This build has been so good. I look forward to the elimination match. A lot of ways you can play this. And that's what I love about this storyline is like it can go in so many different directions. And there's even doubt that like Hangman gets this victory. Like maybe they just continue. He just can't reach that pinnacle and it might take him another year or something. I love this storyline though. It's like you said, it's my favorite storyline in wrestling. It's one of the best long-term storylines in wrestling in like maybe since Sting and Hogan, honestly. Yeah. And I mean, the payoff to that sucked, but like you can't discount the entire build of the thing. But it's as far as long-term storytelling goes, they could not have done a better job with this. Hopefully, the payoff is what we need it to be. But even if the payoff like isn't great, still the long-term part of this has been excellent.
Yeah,
totally agree with you there. You also had Jon Moxley defeat Carl Anderson to retain the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship in an extremely fun opener. He was then challenged by Lance Archer for a Texas Death Match next week for the title. We got another confrontation between Malachi Black and a fired up Cody Rhodes after last week. What did you think about this new Cody Rhodes, Miss Krssi Luv? Kind of getting the old Cody back a little bit.
Thank God. Thank God. I'm like, I was over the American Dream, American hero. He's our champ. Like
the end of racism.
Franklin. That person. Like, who are you? We don't know him. I don't want him. Throw him away. Get him out of here. He want to be dressed like. No, please. I'm happy to see the old one back. Thank goodness, because I was sick of the old Benjamin Franklin looking man that we had.
America!
America! Like he was going to storm after the Capitol like everybody else was. No.
Oh my God.
She said Benjamin Franklin looking ass, dude.
I'm just calling it what it is. See, y'all laugh because y'all know it's true. That's all.
100%.
100%. Because he had that. I'm like, where's he? Who made this outfit for him?
My God. Oh my God. We also saw Ricky Starks beat Brian Cage to win the FTW title thanks to help from Team Taz. Christian Cage defeated Matt Hardy to end their feud. So this was, like Jeremy said, one of the all-time great Dynamite episodes. We got Romeo in the live chat here saying that Austin, Texas crowd ate everything up. They need to go back there often. They need to go there for a pay-per-view. What would you think about a pay-per-view there?
Yeah, I think they're gonna. And you know they're gonna perform their behinds off for them too, so they eat it up. Like, I'm sure they'll book that. They'll book that location. Sure, they'll definitely be back there in the books for sure.
For sure. We got to move on though to what else we missed. NXT this week, 705K viewers. Not as much as Dynamite, but they're moving up. They're moving in the right direction, especially against the NBA Finals.
I'm about to say, they was up against the Finals and some other things.
I think they were up against because I think AEW was against the NBA Finals. I think they were against
yes.
Finals, maybe.
They were against the All-Star game, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tuesday was
yes, yes, that's what they were. No, or was it it was the All-Star game.
I think they had the All-Star.
The home run derby was on
the derby was Monday.
Yeah.
So
that's what the Raw was against. So yeah.
Yeah. Karrion Kross defeated Johnny Gargano to retain the NXT Championship, and then attacked special guest referee Samoa Joe, choking him out with the straitjacket. You also had Duke Hudson beat Ikemen Jiro to move on in the breakout tournament. And our producer made sure that I would say this multiple times. Mandy Rose.
Oh God.
Mandy Rose returned to NXT in an apparent trade with Aaliyah, who freed herself from the Robert Stone brand and attacking Stone after a loss to Casey Canizaro and Kaden Carter. So, Jeremy, I hear you're not the biggest Karrion Kross fan, but what was your thoughts on the main event with Johnny Gargano and him basically seeming to set up a takeover match versus Samoa Joe here?
Romeo's gonna kick me off the stream if I say anything bad about Karrion Kross. It was a good match. Like Gargano can work with anybody, and they're setting up Samoa Joe against Karrion Kross, which is good. Sammy Joe's gonna choke this man out and hopefully end this reign. It was good. Like Kross, it's not that I have an issue with Kross. It's that like I just don't see him as being the guy to like carry this brand. Is what it is. Like he's got a place in WWE and a place in NXT, but like as the champion, this dude, he's not the best worker, he's not the best talker, and NXT has always been like, this is the top guy in the company, this is the best worker on the brand. And like Kross, Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano, they're burying this guy. Like, dude, you can't work at all. You don't need this title. So they're saying it on television.
I never thought of it that way, but everything you're saying is so true.
You see, Romeo's gonna kick you off too. He won't stand for this Karrion.
Oh my God, Romeo's he's getting handsy with the producer button here. He's
Romeo, it's too early for this. Don't do that.
He's not gonna have it. He's not gonna have this Karrion Kross slander on this edition of Tru Heel Heat. But I'm looking forward to Kross versus.
I didn't say I didn't like him. I just said everything that he said was true, and it's just we call it like it is. I'm a heel for a reason. Duh.
This is true. What was your thoughts on Mandy Rose returning to NXT, Miss Krssi Luv? Mandy Rose.
I love that you gotta say it like it's like Candyman. Because then he puts the pictures on there every time. Like it's a different pose of her. I was like, oh, they gave her the night off, and I was like, where's Dana Brooks? Why didn't they bring her with her? Because they're a tag team. But anywho, I think
they love to break up. They love to break up main roster tag teams.
Yeah.
Come on.
And it was like you put these random girls together because they're blonde, of course. Yeah. Then you made them dress alike, make them look like the Double Mitt twins for like a couple of, and then you break them up, and they never got a chance, and here we are. But she looks phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what she can do. Hopefully, give her more shine than what she's been getting. So go from there.
There you go. That's optimistic. Do you think we have any optimism as far as Aaliyah on the main roster, Jeremy?
I mean, they need women, so I'll give it a chance. Aaliyah, she's worked very hard.
She has, but sorry.
But like it feels like especially if she's gonna be on SmackDown, like she's the fourth one. Like they just called up Tegan, Shotzi, Tony, and Aaliyah. Like she's fourth on the pecking order right there. Right. So that's tough sledding right off the bat.
And she was sliding down that scale on NXT to begin with. So
yeah.
Hello. So she's gonna be sliding even more. Where's she at?
Tough out here for her. But we also had Monday Night Raw this week, the last show in the ThunderDome. They drew 1.609 million viewers. Xavier Woods defeated Bobby Lashley in an upset, which led to later in the night, in my opinion, Bobby Lashley's best promo that I've heard of his WWE run for sure, saying that he will destroy Kofi Kingston this Sunday and getting rid of Lashley's ladies and all the champagne in the VIP lounge. You also had Ricochet defeat John Morrison in a Falls Count Anywhere matchup. So that was a pretty decent segments. Not the best Monday Night Raw. What did you think about this week's Raw, Miss Krssi Luv? I think you muted yourself.
The same as all the other ones. I mean, not that good, but hey, well, what we gotta, this is the double-edged sword that I keep talking about. Raw and just WWE just throwing shit around on Raw. We keep getting the same thing every freaking week, and it's just, I mean, the best closeout for that show, and I love the promo that he did. I'm loving this Lashley. I think this is Lashley at his finest. Him with MVP is just phenomenal. So, I mean, I hate to see the ladies go because I thought they were just hilarious. I thought this was a hilarious part of that was the part of the show that was least memorable and funny. But Raw's Raw. I mean,
so sad. Raw is Raw.
I can't say anything else more about it. I'm sorry because I'm like, it's just noise in the background now for Raw for me.
Hey, I was happy to see the Ricochet that I grew and loved in that Falls Count Anywhere matchup.
He was awesome in that one. Yes, that I can say. Ricochet is getting he's like the Big E push. He's getting a little bit of more of a push, even though he has on jeans and dancing shoes. But it's okay though, because he looks phenomenal. He's wrestling his ass off. So yes.
True. You also this over the week we had New Japan Pro Wrestling Summer Struggle 2021. Night 1 had El Desperado beat Taji Ishimori to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Then Robbie Eagles returned to challenge him for the title at the Tokyo Dome. Night 2 saw Tetsuya Naito and Sonata defeat Dangerous Tekkers to win the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. So Naito has some gold back again, so that was definitely good. Over on ROH, they had their big pay-per-view, huge title changes in their first event in front of fans since the pandemic in Baltimore. You had Bandito defeat Roosh to win the ROH World Championship in the main event. You also had Homicide and Chris Dickinson of Violence Unlimited defeat Jonathan Gresham and Rhett Titus of the Foundation to win the ROH Tag Team titles. Dragon Lee beat Tony Deppen to win the ROH World TV title. You also saw Gresham beat Mike Bennett in a tremendous Pure Rules match to defend the Pure Wrestling title. And then you had Brody King destroy Jay Lethal in their one-on-one matchup. Did you see any of Best in the World, Jeremy, and what stood out for you?
I love Jonathan Gresham. He one of my favorite wrestlers in the world right now. Like, I wasn't expecting much of Mike Bennett because didn't seem like a Mike Bennett type of match, but Bennett did very well. And I mean, Gresham, I feel like that guy can wrestle anybody, and it's going to be good. I really like the Brody King Jay Lethal match too. I thought they put Brody over strong there, and I thought that was good. And I'm fine with Bandito winning the title. Fans like him. Roosh, his whole run came in the pandemic era, or the majority of it anyway. So that's tough. But ROH just got to find some buzz right now. That's their main problem. It's just like, you look at the roster, they got good wrestlers and stuff, but there just ain't a whole lot going on with them. It was a good show. I just don't know if it's going to lead to any significant uptick in any type of viewership or interest.
Yeah, I felt like the last hour to hour and a half of the show was just great. Just banger after banger from Brody King versus Jay Lethal on, and it was all different types of matches. Like, you had the technical wrestling with Gresham and Bennett. You had more of a fast-paced sprint with Tony Deppen and Dragon Lee. The fight without honor for the tag team titles. I love me some Homicide. I'm a New York boy, and he's a New York boy, so seeing him win gold again in ROH was great. And then Bandito and Roosh felt like a big time main event for ROH, despite the crowd not being the loudest, not being mic'd very well, it seems. But I'm happy that the wrestlers looked motivated on this night. But I agree with you. I don't see it causing any more buzz for ROH, and that's what they really need. And maybe people like the Chelsea Green, who made her debut in Ring of Honor, will help that. She's injured right now, but she will be coming back. What did you think about Chelsea Green's return to wrestling in front of that ROH crowd, Jeremy?
That promo ain't helping any interest. 'Cause, man, that was rough. That was rough. Like that's a good like 2-minute promo, and she went about 20 minutes with that thing. I like Chelsea. I like Chelsea. I think she's a good wrestler. I like what they're doing with the women's tournament and everything. Again, that was just a weird segment though. It's like she comes out, she's like, I can't wrestle. I wanted to wrestle, but it was strange. It was just strange. So hopefully, good on her. Hopefully, the women's division gets a boost from it and everything. But that wasn't a good segment.
No, I totally agree with you there. Even the introduction by Maria Kanellis was jumbled. Like there was a lot of things wrong. We got JJ.
What doesn't Maria Kanellis jumble though? Like what does she do right?
All right.
Wow. Wow.
Krssi spicy. She's shooting today. JJ.
I'm just saying this facts, guys. Come on, I'm just telling you. Okay.
I ain't mad at it. I
ain't mad at it either. This is what I expect from Krssi. JJ said, Romeo, you and Jack Crosby should do a Karrion Kross podcast. See, we're getting pitches for the Fightful pitch. That you gotta write that in your notes, Jeremy. Get Jack Crosby and Romeo for a whole Karrion Kross hour, and they can watch Karrion Kross's best matches.
Oh man, it won't last an hour. That's the problem. That's like a 5-minute podcast.
We got.
You know what? That's funny.
We got Rambo talking to John Elite, who says he's disappointed they didn't blow up the Thunderdome. Rambling Rambo says shame they also couldn't blow up AEW ring up as well. But then I forget they can't blow shit up. Rambo is an anti-AEW fan. Even when it's not about AEW, he has to mention them. He's one of those guys, but we always appreciate the support. Our producer always coming through. Ron's double-edged sword. Yeah, I didn't even mention them. They were not worth my time to mention, it seemed.
Not even close. They got rid of the Singh brothers to get 2 bigger Singh brothers.
It's Sing Inception, it seems. There you go.
I mean, and then one just puts paint on his face. They're not doing little dances like they used to. So it's okay.
Go. We got to move on, though, to our news rundown. WWE news. Last night, SmackDown saw the return of Davey Boy Smith Jr. in a dark match, teaming with Austin Theory. According to you guys again, Fightful, Jeremy, saying Xia Li faced Aaliyah in another dark match last night. PW Insider confirmed that the previous reported Xia Li and Aaliyah, as well as Austin Theory and Odyssey Jones, were all backstage during SmackDown. Did you like seeing Davey Boy Smith Jr. out there, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think for him, like a partnership with Cesaro kind of makes sense. We saw Cesaro get beat up by Gable and Otis. I would imagine he's going to get a partnership. They got the only problem with that is like neither guy's like a great talker, and so I don't know who's carrying things on the mic there. But they got the TJ Wilson link between them, so I could see something like that. I don't know what their plans are for Davey Boy if he's not going to NXT UK, but good on him for coming back here.
That's actually a great idea. I didn't even think about that connection with them with TJ Wilson. TJ's a producer and he does great there, but he could be a manager as well. Manage those guys, bring it all together. That would be very interesting. I like that idea for sure. We also announced on SmackDown last night Toni Storm will make her main roster debut next week. You also the Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that a tag match involving The Rock and Roman Reigns has been discussed for next year's WrestleMania in Dallas. It was noted that the current storyline involving Jimmy Uso is said to be a major part of plans for the show. The idea is for Rock and Reigns to fight at the show in some form, and if they have to be changes made to protect The Rock due to movie commitments, the idea was to do Reigns and an Uso versus the Rock and an Uso, and this will protect Rock from doing a lot and push forward the idea of who is really the tribal chief between Rock and Reigns. Krssi, would you be down for that tag match instead of Rock versus Roman for movie reasons?
I love that. I mean, I'm down to see anything for The Rock to come back. I would be excited. It's going to be a big pop So I'll take any kind of form of The Rock any way I can get him, I guess. You want to do a little John Cena here and there, come through, show your faces, kiss some babies, and come on in and give the people's elbow. So yes, and get a spear, and 1, 2, 3, we win. Yay!
There you go. There you go. We got John Scott in the live chat saying, "Afternoon, everyone. Hope you are all well. It was great to see Harry Smith last night." Ramblin' Marimbo saying Harry Smith is class. We also got Rachel Cornell saying, "I like Harry Smith just for a few months to come and challenge Walter after his injury. That would be very interesting for sure." We should also mention that Walter was injured. He had an injured hand in the press conference that actually involved my boy Jeremy Lambert's rival in the street, Alex McCarthy, during the press conference. He was there
co-opted live. Alex McCarthy out here on NXT UK. He's on the payroll, SP3. He's on the payroll.
This is how I get my money. This is it's inception. I'm getting my money from WWE, not just from my wife working at the headquarters. It's also Alex working with NXT UK. I'm getting the WWE.
Okay, so.
There you go. There you go. Walter hurting his hand right there, trying to chop Alex McCarthy. It's just off camera. I'm done with this. Best part of the
tag. Yep, it is her. She is.
I'm pretty sure Robio just did that. He's editing magic right there. The Wrestling Observer newsletter has an update on ticket sales for several WWE shows, including this year's SummerSlam. The return to Madison Square Garden has 7,557 tickets sold, around 2,500 to 3,000 being comps, with 5,700 out after the pre-sale. AEW's 2 New York shows are currently doing well, including the Arthur Ashe Stadium show, selling 15,000 tickets so far, according to Sean Rossap of Fightful. But that's being attributed to a higher ticket price for the SmackDown show. It's likely that the announcement of Raw talent being added to the show could improve sales, and it's also possible the stricter COVID-19 policy for the Garden. Huh?
Nope.
What were you gonna say? You're going to the Garden?
Nope. No, I'm not going to the Garden. Hell no. I would love to go to. I want to go to Queens. I don't want to go to Manhattan.
Hey,
I don't want to see WWE. I don't want to give them my money right now.
That's fair.
I barely want to pay for Peacock, which is trash.
So yeah, it's being said that the Garden is only allowing people who are vaccinated to attend. Arthur Ashe Stadium, where Dynamite is being held, doesn't have that policy, as it's an open air venue, and the get-in price on the secondary market is $44. According to a report,
affordable for people.
There you go.
It's a pandemic. People still ain't working.
Hey, I'm going, so I'm happy. According to a report by Andrew Zarian of the Matman Pro Wrestling Podcast, WWE has apparently made changes to this year's planned WWE draft and delayed the event by a month. Previously, Zarian had reported that this year's draft would take place on August 30th of Raw and September 3rd for SmackDown. Now it appears WWE has pushed the draft back a month to October. Zarian reports that he was told on Monday of this week, October 4th, as one of the dates, and it's unknown this will be night 1 or night 2 for the draft. This means other potential nights for the draft are Friday, October 1st, Monday, October 4th, or October 4th for Raw, and then Friday for October 8th. Also, Zarian reported on his show that WWE is planning for the 30th season premiere of Monday Night Raw to air live on the USA on October 4th. So it appears the draft might coincide with the Raw season premiere. Jeremy, give us one person to go from Raw to SmackDown or SmackDown to Raw in the draft.
I think Rollins ends up on whichever brand Becky's on. I think Cesaro could benefit from going over to Raw. I don't know why, but I think Cesaro could benefit. That place needs some baby faces. Like, they're trying with Riddle, Drew. I just don't know, but that place needs some baby faces. And I think Cesaro is somebody who could go over there from Raw to SmackDown. That Raw roster just isn't very good. Man, I don't. Maybe a tag team. Maybe like the Viking Raiders could go.
There you go.
The tag team division on both brands isn't very good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tag team division in general, women's or men's, is not looking good.
Oh, the women's tag team division doesn't exist. Let's be honest. That doesn't exist.
They have three teams.
I'm about to say all brands. Like, it's just trash.
Yeah,
they have three teams: Tamina and Natalia, Tegan and Shotzi, and Dewdrop and Eva Marie. So, hey,
Eva Marie.
Why is it? What? Oh my God, I can't.
We got JJ in the live chat saying Wrestling Daily has now become Chopping Daily. He also says, get those ideas out, Romeo. And then Rambo talking about the Roman Reigns and Rock news. That's the dumbest idea ever. Either go hard or go home. Rock versus Roman, one-on-one only. Also in the news, you got the July 27th episode of WWE NXT will air on Sci-Fi at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, as the USA Network will be covering the Olympics. According to Fightful Select, once again, the episode won't be live, as WWE is planning a double taping next week on Tuesday, July 20th, and Wednesday, July 21st, and that includes the July 20th and 27th episodes. Additionally, PW Insider reports that August 3rd episode will also be broadcast on Sci-Fi due to the continued Olympics coverage, and PW Insider notes that WWE has another NXT TV taping scheduled for Wednesday, July 28th at the Capitol Wrestling Center. PW Insider reports that WWE held an all-hands-on-deck staff meeting, and per the report, one of the major items to come out of the meeting is that WWE is reinstating promotions and raises for employees. See, WWE
come on. There's something to it, though. You know it is.
They care. We got to move on, though. AEW news now. AEW Fightful Select reports that Brian Pillman Jr. has officially signed with a new deal with AEW. Meanwhile, it was also noted that Pillman's tag team partner, Griff Garrison, has also officially signed with the company. The signings were said to be expected by most people in the company and was considered a foregone conclusion. Have you been enjoying the Varsity Blondes in AEW, Jeremy?
Yeah, they've been good. I mean, they've been pushed heavily, right? Like they've been featured weekly on television and everything. So it was a foregone conclusion they were signing. I think it was Pillman's MLW contract just had to basically run out before they could officially announce it. But they've been a featured tag team, and they've been good. I like them as a team, and I like the addition of Julia Hart too.
I agree. I can kind of feel that it puts the whole gimmick together, the whole team together with Julia Hart. During an appearance on Busted Open Radio this morning, or I think it was Tuesday morning, Chris Jericho announced that AEW All Out at the Now Arena in Chicago on September 5th has sold out. Miro, also on AEW Dynamite, he unveiled a new version of the TNT Championship on AEW Dynamite, which features a white strap and green plating. Belts by Dan, who constructed the belt, revealed some of the technical aspects, saying stack plates, dual plating, hand-drummed nugget texturing, and cutout sidebars. Meanwhile, Twitter user Maggie JK explained how the belt is significant to the history of Bulgaria, the country Miro hails from. Krssi, what did you think about the new TNT Championship?
I like it. I think white. I've always liked the white when they make a belt white. So I think it's like the Intercontinental Champ. I think it's really, it makes it look more, is very sexy. You know, white is sexy, so the color white. So I definitely I love the meaningfulness of it, and I like that it has a backstory to it. So I'm here for it. So bring it. I do definitely think it's like an upgrade for it a little bit.
I do agree. I thought it was very, very nice. A new addition for Miro, and he cut one hell of a promo as well.
Yes.
There once was a man and he was strong and he had a wife that was hot. So that was just the perfect intro to a promo.
Yes. Yes.
PW Insider reports that AEW sold a huge amount of tickets in their first days with both AEW and the UST Arthur Ashe Stadium, both very happy with the ticket sales for that huge event on September 22nd. They have opened up certain sections. That's how I was able to get my tickets. So it's going to be configured for 17,000 fans, but they should be able to sell over 30,000 tickets total for the event.
That's going to be amazing.
It will be the most attended AEW event so far.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
AEW announced the full lineup for next week's Fyter Fest Night 2 in Dallas, Texas. AEW Women's World Champion Britt Baker will verse Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero in her corner. IWGP US Champion Texas Deathmatch Jon Moxley versus Lance Archer with Jake Roberts. Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears, where Spears can use a steel chair legally, but Jericho cannot. And Orange Cassidy versus The Blade. Jeremy, which match are you looking forward the most on AEW Dynamite?
I'm looking forward to Moxley and Archer, man. Like anything with Moxley, I'm for. And Moxley's going to do some crazy stuff because it's a death match. Archer in front of that Texas crowd, he's going to be super over too. Like I'm really looking forward to that match. But they just another great lineup from AEW. Like they're coming out strong with these July shows. Yeah, they're coming out strong with these July shows.
I can't wait for Fight for the Fallen because I think that's where we're gonna get that 5-on-5 elimination match. I agree. I think that's might be in the running for TV match of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know how they're doing their booking, but who's ever sitting at the table, keep them all there because they just know what they're doing. I mean, and I'm not just trying to bash the other people. I'm just saying when you have something right, you know it's right. And people are eating up the product. And if you're not eating up the product, well, it's okay. There's other different ways to watch wrestling. And they're hitting it on spot on. And that wheel's been rolling fast and faster ever since they just came out. And they're giving the fans and build-ups and everything to all of these things. So keep all those people that are at the table writing these things, keep them on there because if it's not broke, it doesn't need to be fixed. It's working perfectly fine, and your ratings are showing it as well. So keep it up.
True story. John Elite saying he thinks Randy Orton is going to go to SmackDown. I don't see that happening because of RK Bro, unless Riddle goes maybe. Maybe. I could see that. We got.
They need to keep them on Raw. They need to stay over there.
The MW Network saying AEW is going to be very interesting as we get a different vibe from each show with the touring schedule. Excited to see Dark Elevation, Rampage, and Dynamite. AEW innovating this era of pro wrestling is exciting. I agree with that. New Japan Pro Wrestling news. The Good Brothers made their debut, which I know is going to make Joseph Holbert very happy. On back to New Japan on Strong last night, defeating TJP and Clark Connors to move on in their tag team tournament. You also had New Japan Pro Wrestling announce the lineup for the upcoming Wrestle Grand Slam show in the Tokyo Dome on July 25th, main evented by IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Shingo Takagi versus Kota Ibushi. IWGP Tag Team Championships on the line as LIJ, Naito, and Sonata versus Dangerous Tekkers in a rematch. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, El Desperado versus Robbie Eagles. Tag team titles for the junior heavyweights, Taiji Shimori and El Phantasmo versus Rocky Romero and Ruska Taguchi. Kazuchika Okada versus Jeff Cobb, which I'm looking forward to, and the King of Pro Wrestling 2021 trophy, New Japan Rambo, in the pre-show. Which of these matches are you looking forward to the most, Jeremy?
The Rambo with Yano. That's my guy right there. I love Yano. Assuming Kota is good, he's missed the last few shows because of illness. I think side effects from the vaccine. Assuming he's good, I mean Kota and Shingo, like they're gonna go out there and have a 40-minute match, and it's probably gonna be hard hitting. It's probably gonna bang. So I'm looking forward to that match. But I like Yano. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be stupid fun. It always is.
Hey, he said he's going to have blindfolds and people in handcuffs. It's going to be the most unique Rambo ever, for sure.
Exactly.
I'm looking forward to Takagi versus Ibushi, but also Okada versus Cobb. I think that's going to be awesome. We got Rambling Rambo asking, is New Japan having fans in July? Yes, they're going to have limited capacity at the Tokyo Dome next Sunday, July 25th. So it should be very interesting to see how much fans they have in attendance in that big building there. We got Impact Wrestling news as they're going to have the Wrestling Observer reports that Impact Wrestling is said to be making a major play to sign Buddy Murphy once his 90-day non-compete clause from WWE expires. It was also noted that it's unknown if AEW is going to try to sign him. With Impact Wrestling dream match would you like to see with Buddy Murphy, Miss Krssi Luv?
For Impact?
Yeah, for Impact Wrestling.
Let me think. Hold on. Okay. So, does Buddy have to go over there? I guess so.
Everybody can't go to AEW. Come on.
Yeah. I know. It's I know. It's they have too much going. They're about to have people lost in the shelf over there. So we need people. Yeah, he has to go to Impact. Okay. All right, you gotta have to come back to me. I can't do it right now. Sorry.
I'll give you mine. I want to see.
Moose.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
I want to see.
I'll take that one.
I want to see Buddy Murphy versus Ace Austin. I think that would be amazing.
Okay.
What about you, Jeremy?
My guy JJ says in the chat, Chris Bay, Buddy Murphy against Chris Bay. Like
that's a good one.
Ace Austin's good. Josh Alexander, somebody else put that in the chat as well. That's a good one too. I like Buddy Murphy in Impact. Yes. Like you said, SP3, like not everybody can go to AEW. AEW, Buddy Murphy's a mid-card guy who just has good matches. Like he replaces like Matt Sydal or something, right?
Yeah,
like he ain't being positioned over a lot of these guys. Impact, he's their top guy. He's their top guy in Impact.
No, he'll shine more over there. He'll get more of the love that he needs, and like look at the guys that are over there that left. Like they're getting they're shining more when they was in WWE, and they wasn't even shining. They wasn't even on the damn TV.
It's true. We got John Elite saying Buddy Murphy and Josh Alexander. And Rambling Rambo is upset that we are positive about AEW. Rambling Rambo is not positive about AEW despite never watching it. So you might want to watch it, and maybe you can have more.
But I said
why we're so positive.
I said it's not that I'm bashing, and not that everyone has to agree with me. He's one of them. I'm just telling you what the product is showing. And if you watch the product, then you can't tell me anything about it until you watch it, friend. So whatever you're saying, you're a liar.
We appreciate your support, though.
Yes, thank you, Rambo.
Fightful Silverlake reports that the mystery opponent for Knockouts champion Deonna Purrazzo at Impact Slammiversary will not be Ruby Soho. There have been rumors online that the former Ruby Riott would be making her way to Impact to challenge Purrazzo, but that is not the case, at least not for Slammiversary. Details of her non-compete clause have not been revealed, but she has the standard contract and she won't be free until September. So tears emoji for me. I wanted Ruby Soho there. Other wrestling news, you got coming off of Best in the World, Ring of Honor has announced their next pay-per-view, ROH Death Before Dishonor, will take place on September 12th in Lakeland, Florida. You also got John Pollock of Post Wrestling reports that former two-time ROH Tag Team Champion and former NXT talent Chris Hero was backstage at ROH Best in the World pay-per-view on Sunday. Would you like to see Chris Hero back in ROH, Jeremy?
Yeah, that's a good fit for him, right? I don't know. I know he wants to wrestle again once the pandemic ended and everything. That's a guy who we talked about ROH needing some type of buzz. Hero gives them a little bit of something. I don't know, like the long-term impact, but he gives them a boost right off the bat, and anything can help with ROH right now.
Yes. I agree. And there we got JJ saying Buddy Murphy versus Kenny Omega for the Impact title. Rambo saying I watched last 2 weeks. I don't believe you. You need more people. Fightful Select reports that AEW Dark Regular Danny Limelight, has signed a new contract with MLW and will be finished up his run in All Elite Wrestling. Meanwhile, the site also reports that Slice Boogie and Julius Smokes, ROH legend, have also signed. The three debuted at MLW Battle Riot 3 tapings, which our good friend Ness was over at, as a new version of LAX, and they will be managed by Conan. Fightful Select reports that the reason that the company is able to use the name is that Conan, who created the group, went to Impact Wrestling out of respect to let them know that they would be using it. MLW sources claim that Impact seemed to be okay with the decision and was easy to work with. Impact sources over the weeks have spoke about how most companies are working together well. So Impact it seems to be like the bridge of bringing the wrestling world together. How you been liking that, Jeremy?
I love it. I love that the wrestling world outside of WWE obviously are kind of coming together here. Impact had nothing to do with the LAX name at this point, right? Santana and Ortiz are gone, Homicide's gone, Conan, I guess he's still working there on and off, but they weren't really doing anything with him. So I mean, they had the LAX theme on AEW when Conan came out, and now if Conan's going to MLW, let him use the LAX stuff. So I like it.
I'm kind of sad that we're not going to see Conan in AEW more, though, because I thought that he would be perfect as a manager for Andrade, and he just adds a little something to Santana and Ortiz. So I wish he was there. And I loved his promo. What was it, 2-3 weeks ago against Tully Blanchard? Some of the best stuff I've heard in AEW. We got JJ in the chat saying LAX name back in wrestling is fantastic, especially when Conan is involved. And then finally, our last news note, Fightful Select has more details on the deal between NWA and Impact Wrestling that allowed Kylie Ray to wrestle for the former, even though she was technically still under contract with Impact. Pat Kennedy, formerly known as Simon Diamond, was said to be instrumental in making the deal happen, as he has a great relationship with Scott D'Amore. In general, Impact was said to be excited to work with another company, and there is a possibility that more talent would be moving between the two companies in the near future, and there have been talks of NWA and Impact Wrestling working together more after they previously hadn't. Very, very interesting, which is a perfect segue into Impact Wrestling Slammiversary. But before that, we have breaking news from our producer. The SmackDown rating is in, and they scored a 2.185 million viewers, which was up from last week's 1.881 million. And so very impressive numbers with fans back in attendance. What do you think about the number, Miss Krssi Luv?
I'm happy that they're getting the number, but SmackDown always got their number. So, but I think they got a bigger boost because their fans were there and people wanted to see it. So, I'm not really surprised, I'm guessing. So, but I'm happy to see it. Like, one of their shows at least is doing good because the other two are not.
I love how it's factual, but still a little bit of shade, and that's what we know Krssi Luv for. But let's move on to Slammiversary preview and predictions this Saturday, tonight actually. Slammiversary,
okay.
One of the biggest shows for Impact Wrestling, and
no crowd still.
No, this is going to be
minimal
fans,
minimal crowd.
Okay.
Minimal. Our good friend Hannah over on the Fightful Impact Watch Along said the tickets was like $700, so not everyone can go. Yeah, but Jeremy's good brother, my good friend Sean Rossap is going to be in attendance. He was already there live, even though it was taped months ago for Impact this past week. So he's in, and he's having breakfast with Moose. So he's out there mingling and jingling.
That's always a good thing to mingle with the wrestlers and have a good time before their shows. So
indeed.
The real people,
Indeed. Let's start off at the bottom of the card. The latest matchup that they've added, Matt Cardona mixed tag team match, will have TBA mystery partner versus Tennille Dashwood, his ex, and his former best friend, Brian Myers. Brian Myers and Matt Cardona have been feuding for the last couple of months on Impact Wrestling. Matt Cardona just returned 2 weeks ago. This week on Impact, Brian Myers enlisted the help of Tennille Dashwood to jump Matt Cardona, and now Matt Cardona has to find a partner, a female, to team with him against his ex and his ex-best friend.
Right, I was about to say, did I just hear you correct? So Tinsdale is his ex-girlfriend?
Yes, they dated when they were in WWE together.
Oh, okay, great. Sounds good. All right.
So my first question to you, Jeremy, who do you think the partner for Matt Cardona is going to be, and who takes the win here?
I mean, it's got to be Chelsea, right? Like, it seems like it's almost too obvious, but I don't think they're going any other direction than, all right, it's his two exes, his ex-best friend, his ex-girlfriend against him and his fiance now. So I'd be stunned if it wasn't Chelsea. And I think Cardona and Chelsea get the victory.
I think so. I mean, Chelsea is injured. She has an injured hand, so I don't know if we're going to get her.
Yeah, that's the wrinkle there.
There we go. Yeah, I think that maybe that's a red herring. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the Baltimore Athletic Commission wouldn't allow her to wrestle. But Krssi Luv, who do you think the mystery partner is going to be, and who wins this one?
I think the exes will win, but as far as his partner, sorry for the wind. Who are the ladies over there?
Well, it could be one of the ladies, or it could be one of the surprises. This is a night that they promised.
Oh yeah. Slammiversary is always full of surprises. So I would. Oh, okay. So wait. So who's up for? Okay.
Chelsea Green is a good shout because that is Matt Cardona's real life fiance.
But she is injured, so I don't know how it will work. But I guess she could put on a brace, maybe. But I don't know if that. Wrestlers will always try to do something. Maybe she can just do the pin, and he does all the work.
That could be a possibility. I'm gonna go since Chelsea Green is injured and Jeremy already picked her. I'm gonna say Santana Garrett is the mystery person coming in, and Matt Cardona and TVA or Santana Garrett get the victory in this one. And Romeo
popped me with that.
Romeo, our producer, says Nick Gage for Cardona's partner. I would love that. That would be magical. Or Nick Gage's girlfriend that was in Dark Side of the Ring.
There you go.
That could be interesting. Add to the feud.
That's right. Oh, wow. Okay.
Next up, we have a grudge match, as it's going to be W. Morrissey going one-on-one with Eddie Edwards. W. Morrissey made his debut back at Rebellion 2 months ago, and he has gone on a dominant run ever since then. He jumped Eddie Edwards before his matchup with Kojima, stopping that dream match from happening, and now he goes one-on-one with W. Morrissey and Eddie Edwards. Who gets the victory in this one, Miss Krssi Luv?
Morris. How do you say his name? Morrissey.
AKA the former Big Cass.
I'm about to say, that. I was just about to ask you, is that Big Cass? Because that looks like a different picture of him. I was like, that guy looks so familiar. So give it to Big Cass. I like the new look, friend. I hopefully it gives you some justice. So since he's been on a dominant run, I'm sure this will be one of those things where he can be more dominant. Hopefully he has did what he needed to do and have different ways from what he was doing before and keep on that path so you can do goodness,
And he's in the best shape of his career.
He looks fantastic. That's why I was looking at that. I was like, that dude looks so, but I didn't want to, just he was talking. I didn't want to blat out and say, is that Big Cass? So, and it's not his name anymore, but
Jeremy, you got in this one.
It feels like W. Morrissey's just gonna take this one. Eddie Edwards, he's very good hand. Obviously, former world champion, but they're pushing Morrissey. Edwards can take a loss, not lose too much. So that's what I expect here.
Right.
Makes sense indeed. I'm going to go with W. Morrissey as well. We have another grudge match to get to, though, as it's going to be Moose, another guy in the shape of his career, versus Chris Sabin. Moose attacked Chris Sabin's tag team partner, James Storm, a couple of months back, taking him out. Chris Sabin got revenge by jumping Moose when Moose tried to hijack the show following his loss to Kenny Omega back at Against All Odds, and made the challenge against Moose here. So who gets the win at Slammiversary? Moose versus Chris Sabin. I will go first, and I would say Moose needs to win here. And I have to echo what Steven Jensen said in our Slammiversary preview on Sportskeeda Wrestling. It feels like Moose should have swapped places with Sami Callihan, and he should have been the challenger here at Slammiversary for the world title instead of in this match. But Jeremy, who do you think wins, Sabin or Moose?
I think Moose, but I could also see a returning Alex Shelley here kind of costing Moose and getting Sabin the victory. So that's kind of, I'm kind of leaning towards Alex Shelley making his return here, because now that things have sort of, he didn't want to come back during the pandemic and everything because he's a healthcare worker. Now that things have subsided a little bit, this thing isn't fully over, but things have subsided a little bit. I could see Shelley coming back here.
I'm all for the Machine Guns reuniting because that would definitely help the tag team division, in my opinion. Krssi, who you got, Sabin or Moose?
Can I just say I love the thumbnails for the Slammiversary backdrop there. They look amazing. I love that, the whole like flame. It looks great. Like it looks like a Tru Heel Heat thumbnail. But it looks great for the Slammiversary. I'm gonna go with Moose though. I just had to say that. Moose. I was just looking at Moose and I was like, Moose, man, these things look great, guys. And Moose looks fantastic, by the way. But yeah.
Unanimous for Moose. Next up, Impact Knockouts tag team titles on the line. Fire and Flavor will defend against Havoc and Rosemary. Havoc and Rosemary have been dominating the champions the last couple of weeks, including throwing them in the trash where they found a Mickey James labeled trash bag. Very funny stuff. But Fire and Flavor have been the two-time champions, been the faces of this Knockouts tag team division for a while. Krssi, who you got? Fire and Flavor versus Havoc and Rosemary.
I love Fire and Flavor, so I want the girls to win.
You want the ladies to win? And yes,
I want the ladies to win, yes.
Everybody in the live chat, please give us your predictions. We got JJ saying brilliant shout, Jeremy, Motor City for the win. Jeremy, who you got? Fire and Flavor versus Havoc and Rosemary in this one.
I got Fire and Flavor. They're good. They're really good. I love them. I wish they would boost that division a little bit more, because sometimes they put some effort into it. Sometimes they kind of pull back. I feel like they've pulled back a little bit since the Jordan and Rachel feud. But I like Fire and Flavor. They're a good tag team.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree. I love me some Fire and Flavor, but I think that this is the time you have Havoc and Rosemary get the titles here, but just for a transitional run, because I think this is the spot of the show that we're going to see Jessica McKay and Cassie Lee, formerly known as Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce, the Iconics, debut.
Yes, yes. They put in some on social media on there saying goodbye. It's like, thank you for their 90 days are over. Yay! Woo! That's right.
I think that they're going to be just what the Knockouts tag team division needs.
They have to go to Impact. Yeah, they can't go to AEW. No, it's too many. Nope. Yeah, they got to go. Yep. That's right. And Slammiversary is the great. Damn, that's going to be amazing. Maybe I have to watch Slammiversary today.
Gotta think about it.
I gotta find a stream. Okay, great. See, look at this thumbnail. This is amazing. Like this is beautiful. Look at this.
Impact World Tag Team Championships are on the line. Violent by Design, VBD versus the Good Brothers versus TJP and Fallah Bahh versus Rich Swann and Willie Mack. Violent by Design won the titles by cashing in the Call Your Shot trophy on Finjuice to win the titles in April. They followed that up by jumping both TJP, Fallah Bahh, as well as the team of Rich Swann and Willie Mack during the number one contenders match. It seemed like we were going to get a three-way before the Good Brothers injected themselves to make this a four-way. Who you got in this one, Jeremy?
I know TJP is out of this match, so Fallah Bahh is going to need. Yeah, Fallah Bahh is going to need a new partner. I have no idea who that's going to be. I think Violent by Design keep the titles. I like that. I like that group. They do the Freebird rule with the titles as well. I think they keep them here. Good Brothers. I mean, they don't really need them. I like Willie Mack and Rich Swann, and then Fallah Bahh and TJP, or Fallah Bahh and whoever his new partner is. I don't know. But I think they go with Violent by Design here.
Yes, thank you for noting that TJP is out injured. I think he's still injured from the Iron Man match. It seems like he's been dealing with certain stuff since that match, which was one of the TV matches of the year, in my opinion. But it's very interesting. Maybe someone from Swingers Palace will replace TJP in this one, possibly. But who you got?
Who's TJP? Put that thumbnail back up. Who's that?
TJP is the one with the hood.
The hood, yes. Okay, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Who you got in this one, Miss?
And I was gonna pick them too. Okay, put it back, friend. Rick Swann and Matt.
I like that pick. I like that pick.
I like them. Yeah, I want them to win. Yeah.
I think Steven Johnson agrees with you there, but I think VBD, Violent by Design, retains the titles in this one. And in probably one of the more interesting matches of the night, this has a lot of speculation heading into it. For the Impact Knockouts Championship is going to be Deonna Purrazzo defending the title against TBA, a mystery opponent. It was been Deonna Purrazzo.
She got an open challenge out?
Well, she won the title for the first time last year at Slammiversary, beating Jordan Grace. She then lost the title at Bound for Glory, gained it back the following month, but she's gone on a dominant run. She says that she doesn't need to know her opponent to beat them. So Gail Kim was the one that initiated this challenge, saying that if Deonna Purrazzo wants to be the greatest knockout and knockouts champion, she has to beat the best. And apparently this is going to be one of the best that she fights at Slammiversary. I'm going to make my prediction for the TBA, and then who I think is going to win. I think TBA is going to be Mickie James, and I think that Deonna Purrazzo still wins.
Mickie James?
Mickie James 90 days is up as well. So I think Mickie returns hardcore country to Slammiversary.
Hardcore country, yes, that is what she is. You're right.
To Deonna Purrazzo in this one. Jeremy, who you think? We lost Jeremy here.
That fast. Wow.
We'll
I'll agree with you on that one, SPI. Mickie James is a good pick for that. And yeah, the 90 days is up. So these gals got to work. And they can't, like you said, everyone can't go to the other side of the fence. So Impact needs some peeps, and it's going to draw people over to see them. So I think these are the gals that can do it. So yeah, she won't win though, but it's okay.
Jeremy's back with us.
Sorry, my internet just decided to die in the middle of this. Apologies.
The damn Wi-Fi always, you know.
Yes. It's always that. It's always that. We got a couple of good shouts for Fala Bob's JP's replacement. JJ saying Sean Ross Sapp, since he's there in Nashville, replacing TJP. We also got Romeo saying Nick Gage. Nick Gage is in everything for Romeo.
All right, Romeo and I might disagree on Karrion Kross stuff, but if he's a Nick Gage guy, then we're on the same page. We're good.
And I see you got to see. Look,
he popped me with this one. Jeremy's internet is violent by design. We got Rambo enjoying the mention of the Fabulous Freebirds. What amazing days back in the day. Nothing as good as them as a three-man team. Yeah, I always like that, and BBD have been doing it well. But who you got being the mystery opponent for Deonna Purrazzo and winning the Knockouts Championship here, Jeremy?
I have Deonna winning. I will not comment on the mystery opponent because I got the scoops.
Yes, Jensen told me the scoop, but I said I was going to stick with my original prediction as well.
Okay.
Impact X Division.
You guys gotta tell me after we get off camera. I want to know.
Of course. We don't want to ruin anything. We want
no. We have a job to do, so that's fine. It's okay.
Absolutely. With the Ultimate X returns the premier stipulation in Impact Wrestling for the X Division Championship. It's going to be Josh Alexander defending against Ace Austin, Chris Bay, Rohit Raju, Petey Williams, and Trey Miguel.
Hold on. Look at all these sexy. Look, okay, hold on. Trey Miguel. Okay, he got the hat on. I got Ace Austin. No, Josh, Chris Bay. Chris Bay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So who
Raju,
you got? You were examining.
Yeah, I wasn't finished yet. Dang.
For you.
Oh, Perry Williams is not bad neither. No, I'm gonna go with Chris Bay on this one though.
Chris Bay?
Yeah.
And I actually agree with you. I'm sticking with my predictions
Chris
from
Bay,
wrestling. I think
these
Chris
are some
Bay,
great thumbnails, man. Damn, these are beautiful.
He's been Will you stop?
The way he's so spot on, though, is like, how do you do that? You're gonna have to show me these things, friend, so I can do this. This producer hat. You gotta show me these things, yo.
I think Chris Bay's been at the center of this whole build-up, so he's gonna win here. Who you got in this one, Jeremy?
I like Chris Bay winning, but at the same time, Josh Alexander's really good, really good, and I like his run with the title. I think he does something different with the X Division title. I wouldn't mind him retaining it. I'm good if it's Alexander or Bay. Either one, I'm good.
Yeah, I like how Josh Alexander is reminiscent of former X Division champions like a Samoa Joe. He's kind of like if Kurt Angle went full throttle in the X Division. Like I said, his match with TJP was one of the best matches I saw on TV this year, their Iron Man match. And I would love for Josh Alexander to retain and use option C to go after the Impact World title and whoever wins the main event. So I would love to pick Josh Alexander, but I'm going with Chris Bay in this one. And then finally, the main event, what everybody's going to be watching the show mostly for the Impact World Championship. It's going to be Kenny Omega defending the title, no disqualification match against Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan basically attacked the Elite back at Against All Odds. He looked to take out Kenny Omega, but Don Callis fired him. Then we had Art imitating life as Tommy Dreamer was elected by the Anthem Commission to fire Don Callis. Sami Callihan was basically arrested because Don Callis framed him to get him arrested, but that was revealed through Sami Callihan's I guess connection to being a hacker, and it was revealed that Don Callis did a ploy with the Swinger Pallets guys, and Sami Callihan laid out Kenny Omega with the spike power driver as well as a power bomb through a table. No disqualification rules benefit Sami Callihan, but who you got in this one, Jeremy? Callihan or Omega?
I have this sneaky feeling that Sami Callihan's going to win. I don't think it's the right call. I mean, Omega should keep the title at least until Bound for Glory, but I don't know. For some reason, I'm just like, man, they might just go with Callihan, but I will go with Omega. Will not be shocked if Callihan wins.
I would not be shocked either. We even got JJ in the live chat here saying, sorry, Sami Callihan to beat Omega. So a strong prediction here. CM also agreeing, I want Sami to win to start Kenny's spiral, but I also want Adam to beat Kenny first, so he's conflicted a bit. Yeah. I'm going to say Kenny Omega gets the victory here. I think that Hangman Page needs to be the first one to be the first, dime that drops for Kenny Omega to lose the AEW World title, and then that opens up him to lose the rest of his belts. But I feel Hangman Page needs to be that first guy, so I want Omega to win here. Krssi Luv, who do you got?
I'm gonna stick with Omega. I don't think he's gonna lose as of yet, but he just definitely will start to go on a spiral soon to come, though. He'll lose one and then the next one, so it's gonna be out of control. And it's gonna be Don Callis' all his fault. Watch.
I think Hangman Page is first at All Out, and then Bound for Glory. I think that's gonna be the spot where I'm predicting Josh Alexander to be the guy for Impact to take back the world title. Now we got to move on finally to the big show in Texas, in Fort Worth, Texas, WWE's first pay-per-view in front of fans since WrestleMania 37. It is Money in the Bank, and this is a confusing pre-show match because this would not look out of place on the main card, but for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, it's going to be Ray and Dominic.
Pre-show? Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ray and
the thumbnails are not even nice, but everyone is cute though. But the thumbnail is corny though. But I'm sorry. My bad.
Ray and Dominic Mysterio defending the titles against the
so Usos. Disrespectful. The pre-show though, and they're gonna give up. I guarantee they're gonna give a good ass match to them. Watch. I guarantee it. The
Mysterios have been in the ire of the whole bloodline family for the last couple of weeks. Roman took out both Ray and Dominic, but they returned 2 weeks ago to kind of help Edge beat down the Usos. And now that sets up the big tag team matchup. Of course, we talked about earlier, Roman and the Usos beat Edge and the Mysterios this week on SmackDown. But who wins here? Who walks out with the SmackDown tag team titles to kick off the first pay-per-view in front of live fans officially back on the road? Jeremy, who you got, Usos or the Mysterios?
Got to go with the Mysterios here. I think they're going to get a big pre-show pop for their entrance, and then a good pre-show pop for their victory as well. It seems like it's going to be a heel kind of night, especially in the main two title matches. So we'll go with the Mysterios.
I like that pick. I'm gonna go with my heart instead of my head. My head is saying the Mysterios, but I gotta go with my heart, I gotta say the Usos. They gotta keep the family together. They can't get Roman mad at him too early.
Yeah,
so you agree?
I agree. Everyone needs some type of goal. The family has to be elevated and dripping in gold and make the people be more annoyed with them. So yes, please have the Usos win.
I like it. And Ramble's upset with you, Krssi. He says you just hate WWE.
That is not true at all. It's not true. I just want them to do better. That's it.
Exactly.
Rambo, hate is a very strong word, first of all.
Yeah, hate is what you do with AEW, Rambo.
Right. I dislike certain things that they do because it's stupid and they just don't know how to get it together yet. And they know that they're their own worst enemy. But hate is a very strong word. I don't hate it. I still watch the product, even if it's playing in the background noise, you know?
Exactly. We got mixed partial. Wait, what we got here?
Yo, what is happening right now?
We got mixed partial.
His hands is like rolling, like they had just.
He's quick on the trigger here.
I mean, trigger. Like, where are you finding these pictures? Like, I mean, come on.
We got mixed partial first saying, "What's up, SP3? First time on your channel. Nice to see you got your own review or prediction show. Salute. Thank you for joining us. Smash that subscribe button if you're new. Join us. We do these every before the big pay-per-views. Our weekly podcast. We go live with it. Usually, we always drop a new podcast on Saturdays. Sometimes taped, but we always go live before the big pay-per-view. So thank you for joining us. And then JJ saying, how many AEW fans will notice Omega losing at Slammiversary? They haven't promoted Impact whatsoever. That is a good point.
Fans don't care. They don't care if he loses. They're like,
that's
whatever.
It. Yeah. They haven't spoke about it in so long. So no. And they don't have any commercials on their shows, so it doesn't even matter, right?
If at all. We got next up another tag team title match, the Raw tag team titles. AJ Styles.
Look at this shit. That is the most horrible. That's got to be the worst one, I think. I think that's got to be the worst one.
Versus the Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders won a tag team battle royal a couple of weeks ago on Raw to earn this opportunity. They've cost AJ Styles his qualifying match to get into Money in Bank against Ricochet, as well as a match against Riddle 2 weeks ago. So now we got a match that was supposed to be on Raw this week, moved up to Money in the Bank because of Bayley's injury, taking off her matchup with Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title in an I Quit match. And we got this in its place. Who you got winning this one, Miss Krssi Luv? AJ and Omos versus Viking Raiders.
I think no, they're probably gonna free up AJ this time a little bit, so maybe the Viking dudes will win. The Viking Raiders, I would say, and give Omos a little like push by itself, maybe.
Maybe, but I'm gonna go with AJ and Omos to retain. I think they're keeping the belts warm for RK Bro at SummerSlam. Jeremy, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going AJ. I'm going AJ and Omos. The Viking Raiders have picked up too many victories lately.
That's also true.
You can't win too much.
That's also true. You're right. Okay.
That's a good point.
That's a very good point.
We got the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. This one has an eclectic class of competitors. You got Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross or Nikki Ash, almost a superhero, Selena Vega, Liv Morgan, Natalya, and Tamina.
Hold on. Wait 1 second. So we got the tag team champions in a Money in the Bank. Oh, they're gonna lose for sure. They're not winning. They're definitely not winning. Oh my god, why? It's like you got a sick girl. Like, first of all, I don't understand it. We have so many other girls that we could have picked to put in, and I don't.
You canceled out 25% of the field.
Yeah, for sure. Not even close. Not even close. Like, oh my, what do they think? And so much girls that can have that opportunity to shine. Why do we need Natalya and Tamina?
I did pop for Joseph's reaction to Tamina being in the match.
Oh, so good. So good.
Who you got winning this one, Jeremy? Money in the Bank.
I mean, if they don't take anybody out, if this is the field, people are mad at me, but like I can see Nikki winning this because they'll do some merchandising with the briefcase. She'll go around and be like, it gives me more superpowers.
Right, like I'm almost, and I didn't know Ashman almost a freaking superhero.
It's pretty much AAS because superhero is one word. I don't think they realize that.
Exactly.
So it's AAS, ass, but they go with Ash, almost a superhero. Who you got, Miss Krssi Luv? Who you think is winning?
Man, I can definitely see her. Oh my God, yeah. She's gonna run around. Oh, I want to thank everybody, and just this.
Was that a Scottish accent?
So yeah, it's trash, but it's all right. I mean, but yeah, I can definitely see it. They're gonna do the whole Otis foolishness, like, oh god damn it, because they're definitely not gonna give it to Put the thumbnail back up, friend. They're definitely not giving it to Liv, unfortunately. And what the hell? Well, homegirl came back for no reason because she's definitely not winning that. She'll probably Zelina's definitely
got the best chance in my opinion.
She should win. Okay.
Her character fits with winning Money in the Bank.
No, she should win because she's come back. Give her something for coming back.
So that's your pick?
I'm going to go with Zelina, but Ash is probably like, I don't want to be like, I'm going to throw something at the TV if she wins.
I'm going with Liv Morgan. I think the story has been built for Liv Morgan to have an underdog victory, or like I said earlier, she's going to get attacked and Becky Lynch is going to replace her. So me voting for Liv Morgan also counts to whoever replaces her in this matchup. So I'm going with Liv Morgan in this.
Yeah, that's a good pick, friend. Yeah, I definitely was either Liv or Zelina deserves it. Out of everyone on that thumbnail, them two deserve it. No one else should win, but they're probably going to do Ash though.
Speaking of certain spots for Becky Lynch to return, we got the Raw Women's Championship on the line. Charlotte Flair will get an opportunity at Rhea Ripley's title. These two ladies versed at Hell in a Cell, where Rhea was disqualified because she used a plastic covering on the table and didn't her head into it.
And this is why I get Rambo. This is where I get WWE gets on my nerves for stupid shit like that. I don't hate them, but they get on my nerves for dumb shit. Just like this is what we're talking about. This is why the double-edged sword. This is the foolishness that makes me mad, and I don't want. Yeah, there we go. See, it's the double-edged sword. There you go. That particular sword too. That one right there.
Who you got, Miss Krssi Luv?
I'm gonna go with Rhea. Sorry, he's probably gonna kick me off here again. But she's not gonna win yet. She's gonna win probably she's gonna be somewhere meaningful. She's gonna get the title, not yet. She's still gotta be evil and make this thing. Okay, yeah. Exactly. She's already got all the accolades. That's right. But yeah, she's not winning yet. I don't know. It's probably gonna be a dirty finish, like you always say, dirty finish in his voice. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be Ripley.
All right, we got one for Ripley. Jeremy, who you got?
I'll go with Rhea. They've killed her in this match.
It's dead. It's been dead since they came out with the crutches and they had fake injuries. Stupid.
I don't know. I don't know who to cheer for.
And Rambo, come on, Rambo. You think that's good? Tell me you think that's okay. And if you do, I ain't got nothing right now.
I think a better question for Jeremy is who's the babyface in this?
Yeah, who am I supposed to cheer for in this thing? They're both pretty dislikable. I just hope it's a good match.
See, now he hates it. Dislikable. Like, look at what he just said. I don't hate them. That's it.
I hate all of wrestling though. So that's my thing. I just dislike wrestling. For some reason, people just keep asking me on their wrestling podcasts, and I'm just like, I don't actually like this stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm nice to meet you. I'm Krssi, and I like wrestling, and I'm an Aries, and
watching basketball tonight. I ain't even watching this stuff anyway.
That's good to know.
This is awesome. We got WWE Championship on the line. Bobby Lashley will defend against Kofi Kingston. Kofi defeated Bobby Lashley before Hell in a Cell in a singles match due to help from Drew McIntyre. He talked his way into this title opportunity. Of course, Bobby Lashley lost to Xavier Woods, like we mentioned earlier on Monday Night Raw, so he's fully motivated. But we see that the New Day has the number of Lashley right now. So who wins this one, Lashley or Kofi? Jeremy?
Gotta go with Lashley. I think Kofi would be a nice pop for the crowd, but I mean, if they're setting up the Goldberg thing the following night, it's going to be Lashley and Goldberg, not Goldberg and Kofi. God, no. Imagine if they did that and then Goldberg just beats Kofi in 2 seconds. Can't imagine the reaction to that one. I think they're doing Goldberg and Lashley though. So
I imagine God. So that means Goldberg is going to win the title. We got to see him with the belt.
I think so. Unfortunately.
Look at that face.
That's how my face is right now. Like.
Yeah.
Who you got?
That's making
Lashley
me
or
cringe.
Kofi? Lashley or Kofi, Krssi?
Lashley for sure, but oh god, ugh.
And we got a question here from Amon CR7. Any chances for Kofi in this match? I would say
No.
slim and none. I'm going with Bobby Lashley as well. And when my match I'm looking forward to the most, one of the most all-star lineups that I've ever seen for the Money in the Bank ladder match, the men's Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura, Big E, John Morrison, Ricochet, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens. Who walks out?
This is better than the women's one.
Yes.
I mean, we could have did without Seth and Drew, to be honest.
Well, Drew is a favorite to win this one.
Is he really?
Yes, he is.
Oh, I'm gonna cringe even more. Okay, go ahead.
Who do you want to win, Miss Krssi Luv?
Thumbnail, please. I'm gonna go with Big E for the win. Or him or Ricochet should definitely deserve to win it. Even though RK Bro is a good honorary, win. But I think Big E for sure should win. No, that's what I'm picking. Yeah, that, and I hope he does that same exact thing and sit there. And he's gonna gyrate all over the damn briefcase, and it's gonna be great.
I can see it. Thumbs up for that. Jeremy, who you got?
I think Big E and Riddle are my two here because you gotta have a big pop because seems like the heels are gonna take the two title matches. So Big E and Riddle are the two. You need top a face.
You need a good face. You need exactly. Yeah.
Big E is what my heart is.
My heart. For. Yep. The heart.
We got
my head.
JJ in the live chat here saying my heart wants Big E, but my head is Drew because of course it is. Then the briefcase should have a small little knife sword in it too. Watch, I guarantee it. It's like my heart is telling me Big E, but my head is telling me Drew.
That's it.
Indeed. I'm going with. I gotta be different, so I can't. I want Big E to win, honestly, I really do. But I feel like Riddle is a favorite to win this one, so I'm gonna go with Riddle to be different.
And he's gonna be on the scooter riding down with his flip flops.
He's gonna have it right at the front. It's gonna be like the headpiece on his scooter, and then. Yeah. Finally, we have the main event. Roman Reigns will defend the Universal Championship against the Rated R superstar Edge. Edge, of course, earned this opportunity by winning the Royal Rumble. He never got his singles opportunity at WrestleMania. It became a triple threat with Daniel Bryan. Roman stacked him, pinned him, and send him running both. He laid out and retired Daniel Bryan since then. And now Edge is back to finally get his one-on-one opportunity. So who wins, your favorite Edge, Jeremy, or the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns?
You got to imagine Roman's winning. As much as, Edge with that reaction he got, I don't think they ain't sacrificing this long-term Roman story just to put the belt on.
Not
Edge,
yet,
They shouldn't. Yeah. They shouldn't. Roman is still at the top of the game. So Roman's
the only thing that they have done right so far.
More or less,
and that's saying a lot. I'm not saying a lot, guys. Sorry, Rambo. I'll hate it. It's not hate, just facts.
So but you're going with Roman as well?
Of course, the head of the table, the tribal chief, friends.
All right, so it is unanimous. Yes, Roman Reigns is winning this one. That was easy. All right, but that brings us to a close on our preview and predictions. Of course, you can watch Money in the Bank on the Peacock Network or WWE Network, depending on where you are watching this Tru Heel Heat right now. Slammiversary will be available on Fight TV as well as pay-per-view. But that brings us to a close on another edition of Tru Heel Heat. I want to thank our special guest, the point god himself, Fightful's own Jeremy Lambert. You were a great guest with us. You felt like you were a regular here, honestly. I want to welcome you. You and Joseph come together. We'll have the whole cast here, and we can do a wrestling fantasy draft. Miss Krssi Luv, you could be the judge, Miss Krssi. It'll be me and Top Guy JJ versus Jeremy and Joseph. How about that?
You guys drink. We'll smoke.
I'm
we'll
ready.
do some
Let's do it.
fantasy drafting, and we'll be good to go here.
Oh, that'd be so good. Yes. I mean, I'll probably do both, so it'll be good. Yeah, let's do it.
That works too. That works too. You're the judge, so you got to remain impartial. So you do both, and we're good.
My wife won't allow me to smoke, so this works for me. I'll just drink.
Just drink.
Okay, I'll do both. That's wonderful. I can't wait. Let's do it. But wait, hold on. But you say you don't like wrestling. I don't understand it though.
No, that's a bit that I do that I just dislike wrestling.
So you gimmick. Okay.
Yes,
great.
I'm very deep in a wrestling bubble. I'm very deep in a wrestling bubble.
But people obviously think that you like it because they keep asking you on shows and you're a part of the team.
He's a popular guy. He's a popular guy.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. And you're the point guard for a reason, I'm guessing.
Because Joseph just nicknamed it for me, and I was like, "Oh, this sounds fun. Let's see how much life I can get out of it." I mean, and I've gotten too much life out of it.
Yeah, it has a great ring to it, friend. So but let's
Jeremy,
do it. I'm ready to do it. I can't wait. Let's book it.
Jeremy, where can the people find you and anything else you got going on? You going live on Fightful Gaming Twitch or the YouTube channel? Let them know.
You can find me in the gym every day getting shots up. Twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming, Fightful.com, YouTube.com/Fightful. There you go. It's on the screen at Jeremy Lambert 88. I usually tweet about all my appearances and stuff that I'm doing. So appreciate you guys. Thank you. SP3, we've known each other for a bit now, and always appreciate you guys, you coming on our show and hanging out with us on the Twitch and the main show. And it was nice to meet you. It was a great time, Krssi. So it was great to meet you, and I'm glad you dislike WWE as much as I do.
This you guys connected, dude.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Krssi, tell them where they can find you, of course.
I'm the sensational Krssi Luv. You can find me every week with my good brothers SP and JJ, a top guy JJ. We do this show Tru Heel Heat, which I love. I am on IG, Twitter, and on Facebook. It's Krssi Luv or Krssi Luv _ or you can just catch me my name, which is Crystal Lynch.
Absolutely. And you could find me on the Twitter machine at Tru Heel SP3. We have a lot going on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. You're, of course, watching Tru Heel Heat 134. If you're watching us on demand, comment down below. Let us know your predictions for Money in the Bank and Slammiversary, which we will have roundtable reviews for both, with our Slammiversary roundtable review going live following the pay-per-view tonight, right here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. So, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified so you can get alerted when we go live with that live stream. And then tomorrow, we're going live following the Money in the Bank pay-per-view with our pay-per-view roundtable review for Money in the Bank. So a whole bunch of cast of characters for the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel will be on both Slammiversary and Money in the Bank roundtable reviews. Monday, we have a new edition of True Rewind 47 come out and play, as we will review the April 8th, 1996 Raw. And it's an interesting one, as Goldust goes face to face with an Ultimate Warrior for the first time. So you will hear my interpretation of Goldust's promo against the Ultimate Warrior. It's a good one.
Oh, that's going to be a great one. I can't wait to see it.
It's a good one for sure. So hit the subscribe button, like this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family. Go over to Twitter and follow Jeremy. Follow his content over on Fightful Select. They doing great stuff, breaking all the news that we usually cover here on Tru Heel Heat. But if you want to hear it first, go over and subscribe to Fightful Select and check out our entire lineup on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Tru Heel Heat. And of course, we will be back here next Saturday for Tru Heel Heat 135 and preview New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Grand Slam in the Tokyo Dome. And that should be a good one for sure. So do all the things. We appreciate everyone who joined us live for Tru Heel Heat 134. And if you are watching us on demand, like, comment, share, and subscribe as well. So for our special guest, Jeremy Lambert, for Miss Krssi Luv, it is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat 134. money, back to normalcy. We are signing off until